Welcome, guys, to another video. Today, I thank you guys for joining, heirs of our Father's promise, for a good remission of, let's just say, edifying our spirits and our hearts. And today, we're not going to get too much, but we're going to definitely go over 4 chapters, which is going to help exactly on breaking down the foundations and understanding of what we're going to learn today. Just like the previous videos, I had to get a different device. Quality is probably not the best. I don't think any quality really is, but what would do would do. Okay, and today we're going to be in what? In Psalms. Psalms what? 4 chapters. So that's going to be Psalms 130 all the way to 133. And these chapters are going to be very important, especially in the understanding of the noun. And the reason that is because when we do not know the abundance of, what we are to receive as the heirs of our Father's promise, we don't know exactly where we stand. So a lot of times we always do things in the understanding of the physics and not really the spiritual. So we're going to begin by this. First thing is the subject, the objective, right? And how it's going to be phrased, which is going to be know your heritage in ELI, to call in wisdom Israel. For we are Israel. We are the heirs, we are the chosen. And a lot of people don't know this, even though they say it, but they don't know that when you are a chosen, that means everything that everybody does in this world is not for you to do. You can be of the world, but not be of the world at the same time, meaning you can be in darkness, don't mean you have to be darkness. There is a difference. You can stand in the place of what the wicked does, but that does not mean you partake in the wickedness of what they do. So Psalms 133 all the way to 130, or I said that backwards, but 130 all the way to 133. So we're going to read it and make it a bit more understandable for our own understanding. So we're going to start in Psalms 130. I will read, so please go and get your buy and bow, get your biblioteca. I hope you guys are prepared. I hope that I'm not faster than you, because if I am, you're a slowpoke. Got to train up a little bit. All right. So I'm going to start. Out of the depths, I cried unto you, Master. Yahuwah, hear my voice, hear them, for my heart cries out to you in the pain of my needs. For if you hardly judge everyone who will stand before you as a collective of your heirs. Let me read that one more time. For if you hardly judge everyone who will stand before you as a collective of your heirs, but in your forgiveness exists, so I know to be concerned of my acts in your name. I shall be patient in your works of ethics, for my faith derives of my hope in you. So his work is effective to us. So our patience is effective on how he wants his will to be made in our lives. The previous verse was basically saying, if there's nobody else to stand, right? If there's nobody else to stand to worship our Father, who will? He doesn't need us, but we will love to do that. So if that's something that we choose to and nobody's choosing to, there won't be nobody to do it. that simple, right? So let's move on to the next one. Even in the end, I shall wait unto your coming, Eli, for you'll brighten the night. My apologies. I'll read that one more time over. Even in the night, even in the end, I shall wait unto your coming, Eli. For you'll brighten the night in your glory as you are and have always been. We must wait for him. Him. Not us in the sad well, it's the best word, in the selfishness of our own desires. All right, let's continue. So Eli, allow Israel, your people, to receive your mercy and redemption abundantly. For I know you shall and will, having thought of us before ourselves. I'm going to say it one more time. For I know you shall and will, having thought of us before ourselves. So everything is already planned. It's up to us to be a part of that plan. One thing our Father doesn't do is control us. He understands us. I was just praying not too long ago, and I shed some tears, asking for forgiveness. And a lot of times when we ask for forgiveness, it's usually in the sense of like wanting something for ourselves. But we got to start praying for others as well. We have to start praying for the better of others, in the sense of not just protecting us, shielding us, no, but like helping others in the sense where you could be a help to someone or somebody could be a help to someone or to you. We're all, matter of fact, there's going to be a specific verse that's going to help this situation right here that you guys need to definitely see. And this is going to be in chapter 131. It's going to be real quick, maybe like a minute, not even a minute. Please turn to chapter 131. And this is a song of decrees of David. I shall start. My ruler, my heart is not filled with thought. What, my apologies. My ruler, my heart is not filled with thought. My eyes witness them. I even limit my actions of wickedness to its finite level, or limit myself to the desires of my flesh. Surely I have maintained my manners. Surely I have maintained my manners on many matters as a disciplined youngling raised by their parents, although I am looked as weak before many. So what is this? This is saying my eyes are closed, but I still watch and still see the things that are of wicked, the things that are of sin. We cannot escape those things. We might not pay much attention to it, but those things are in our social media. It's in front of us every day, even in our dreams, our thoughts. It's around us every day. All right. Allow us, Israel, to hope in you, our Elohim, starting today and forever, always. Eli. All right. We're gonna move on to the next one. This one is a little bit longer. That's why I'm making these chapters go by, but they're all relevant to each other to a certain extent to the actual topic of what is being taught about. So let's start to chapter 132. Eli, remember David in all his afflictions. Remember how he pledged his loyalty to you and kept his promise, King of Israel. Without acknowledging you, wait, what does it say? Without acknowledging you, I will not be going to bed with I will not be going to bed unless I do so, being the rule of my house. My eyes will not shut until I give you honor, Eli. Ruler of Israel, here at Ephrata, we're stuck in the woods. In all regards, we will humble ourselves and bow before you in adoration at the altar. So stand at my guard, my king, and show your might. Let your people of servitude dress appropriately to your expectations. For your servant David's sake, forsake it not us, your people, Eli, your chosen. For you, Eli, you have set your promise to David, and thus you acknowledge it and kept your true heirs of your promise to you by your throne. So forth you've kept your promise for generations and announced them, the coming generations, to keep order, and as you have commanded them to do so, that your favor be upon them, and you shall stay with them forever. For Zion was Yahuwah's chosen place for Israel's rest. In Zion I shall dwell to your satisfaction, and abundantly maintain her to her full potential. For all in Zion will be kept and disciplined in manners to the measures of their hearts. Not only that, Israel will be clothed. Not only that, Israel will be clothed, and all your servants shall be delighted of your presence. So the horns of David and joy will sound for your anointed just like a flame, and our enemies you will shame and expose them entirely for their darkness. But us heirs of your promise, you will honor us with crowns of power. This is where it gets a little bit good too. All right, where synchronicity. I'm just gonna say syncrecy. The synchronicity. How do you even say that word English? Like, oh my goodness! Please, somebody help me here in the chat, please. So, I'm gonna have to Google how you pronounce that word. Um, Synchronicity. Like, I know the word, but it's just English. Like, oh my goodness. All right, so we're going to be in Psalms 133. All right. Behold, as we see the light for brethren to stand by each other in unity, just like a single line followed with much abundance and synchronicity. My apologies. All right, I'm going to read that one more time. Just like a single line followed with much abundance and synchronicity. I'm going to start saying it like that. Synchronicity. I'm going to have to, because this word is like Mike Tyson in a ring right now. All right. Just as Aaron, when oil ran down his beard unto the lower areas of his clothes. So as the front forward soldiers descend unto Mount Zion, there Yahuwah graced them immunity by his favor. So to say what? What is the topic? You know your heritage in Eli to call in wisdom, Israel. What does that mean? So when you are standing in loyalty and you understand exactly the gravity of exactly where your authority is at, you are favored. Doesn't matter who, how, when, where, however, right? It's not about the quality, but the quantity. Not the quality, the quantity. See, when you are like a seed that's been planted underground, right? That seed could either bloom to be of its full potential, or it withers away like a grass. Meaning the seed can grow into a tree, or it could be like grass. where in a season is strong, in the next season it is desolated. That's why it's that's why we're supposed to be like cedar trees, where we grow in the worst environments, because miracles don't happen when we have it all. It doesn't happen when we have it all. It's that's why when miracles usually happen, it happens when you don't expect it to, right? For you out here that have experienced wondrous works of our Father's ethics. We're supposed to be like cedar trees. We grow in the stream of terrains of the unknown. Like I said, we can be in darkness, but doesn't mean that we have to be darkness. The one thing about it all is your integrity. It doesn't matter who says what, how they say it, when they say it, where they say it. Your heart speaks. Your heart speaks louder than your words out of your mouth. Because when you speak out of your mouth, remember that your mind and your heart is connected. Your brain and your heart is connected. But your Father does not listen to your prayers that come just from out of your mouth, but it comes from your heart. Just like when somebody say they love you, somebody can show you the act of love, but that does not mean that their intention of love is truly there. What do we call that? An exchange of interest. They are interested. That's why when I speak about love in the end of a lot of my, ministry, my sermons, right? Because I don't know what else to consider it, right? I speak about love because a lot of what people consider love is an exchange of interest. That's why people say, I'm interested in this person. You can have interest into things, but not people, because people is not the same thing as things. You shouldn't value people as things, as an object or subjects. Value them as your own, just how you are to yourself. Important. So their time is important. Your time is important. Regardless of what they do, even if somebody do good onto you, remember they're good. Acknowledge they're good. Because you got to understand that when somebody do good to you, it's not just because they're doing good to you. It's because your Father is in you. He allows them to do good to you even if they do bad to you. It might just not be for a long time. Bad doesn't happen forever unless you are doing bad yourself. Bad doesn't happen forever. We all have our times of tribulations, afflictions, and torments, but it doesn't mean it lasts forever. Sometimes Yahuwah, and Andre, I believe I used the word God, right? But no, Yahuwah doesn't allow people to. Well, let me put it like this: when we go through our problems in life, right? It's mainly for the sake of that. There's gonna be somebody that's gonna come to you as a gift, directly, indirectly, however that is. We are all gifts to each other because miracles don't happen just out of the blue. It's a cause to an effect in this reality. That is the concept of the earth, of this physical realm. A cause to an effect. Yes, the same thing happens in the spiritual realm, but the spiritual realms are are the schematics of effects that are being caused for a result. Let's just more say that as a schematic for parts that could create an a cause to an effect. Meaning, if there was a macro, there's a micro. So as so above and so below. Because there needs to be a structure underneath, and there needs to be a structure above. And if you watch my previous videos, you will understand and you'll be able to keep up on certain things that I notify. I speak about a lot. So, interest. A lot of people have interest. They show interest. I thought there was something on my nails. They show interest. Interest. They show interest. They don't show true intention, because if your true intention is to help somebody, right? You will help that person if you have the means to help them. I'm not going to talk about my experiences in life of me helping people, saying that, no, I don't like to put people on the spot, especially when they're not there to speak for themselves, because you could literally, like I said, you could be a gift onto someone and you wouldn't even know. Words, it's not just money. Your patience, your words, your patience, your understanding, your support. Morality is not just the sense of integrity where you are disciplined on what you believe. It's also what? Encouragement. That why do you think the word morale come from? The strength of your endearment through a certain situation based upon your thought, your state of thought, which is to win. So your morality is for everybody's, not just yourself. When you have integrity, you're doing things based upon what the laws and the rules of what? Yourself and whoever that is benefiting as well. We are the benefactors of this world. It's ours. That's why I read this to you, because know your heritage in ELI to call in wisdom. Because you can only have strength if you're given strength. You can only have knowledge. You can only have knowledge if you're given what? Wisdom. It doesn't matter what anybody say. You can listen to thousands of people speak. But because you're given wisdom and true wisdom, you would understand everything that everybody is saying, even if you did not go to college. College is for what? It's for concepts. There are a lot of people that are very intelligent that go to college. And I believe everybody's intelligent. But there's a lot of people that are more scholars than they are wise. They make good, exceptional decisions. But a lot of times it doesn't benefit their spirit, because they get corrupted into the world of this game, this monopolized game, these politics of wars, of exploitations, and all of these things, either exploiting their own people or killing or murder or raping or abducting, whatever the case is, lying, stealing, cheating, whatever the case is. Some people, they get a job or a career, and they pledge knowing the truth, even though they're supposed to help people. They don't help people, knowing that they could, but they pledge before they get that doctor's degree. That's why when I tell people, when you agree to something, just because something is on a piece of paper, it doesn't mean that it doesn't hold power. That piece of paper, when you sign, when your name is on there, it doesn't matter if it's a degree, whatever, a diploma, whatever. There are a lot of things that we don't understand. A lot of what is in this reality is conversion. meaning it has to be accepted. So if we are the prime living beings of this specific earth, that means our perception of what we see, what we feel, what we think is used in the sense of value, meaning exchange. That's why all of these terms are used on paper. Your name, your documents, your straw hat man. And we learn these things in like third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, second grade, all of these things. I don't know if kids nowadays learn these things, but growing up, this is the type of stuff we learned in school. We didn't learn all of it, but we learned enough of what we needed to learn. And that's why I'm grateful for all of the actual instructors that were there that gave us the type of knowledge that we actually did need. Now, some people might not remember anything that they learned in their elementary school, and we're not here to bug you out because it happens. We all don't remember everything. We could, but we don't because we're not paying attention, or we're sleeping, or we just didn't care. Simple. 1 on 1. 2 on 2. 3 on 3. My apologies. I'm over here looking at stuff. But yes, there's a whole lot. It's exchange. That's why a lot of people talk about currency. Currency is not the sense of what we think it is. Currency is an exchange of value. So it's a prized possession. The same way that a promissory note is not good when it's based off of loans, because that means somebody is going to be indebted to and somebody is going to be in debt. So the stretch of a hierarchy is built based of a higher amount or a lower amount in quality or quantity. And sometimes quantity can weigh so much over the amount of quality, where you can have something of the same amount of size or mass, but because of the fact of what its importance is and how people value it or how it was monetized, people will rather buy this than what's important, right? Do all of these number factors of exchanges through statistics. That's how people are leveraging their money nowadays. We have to understand these things too, because it's like I'm trying to say it without really boring anybody here or lecturing anyone. But when you have a very good understanding of money, you don't need to know everything in the world. You don't need to know how an accountant is an accountant, because all of these things are one and the same. It's just nothing but a finesse. If you don't truly have the right people in your corner to back you up when you make money decisions, it's nothing but a finesse. Because everything was to make the public, the populace, lose their money so that those that have the money can have the influence of the power to make the decisions that they want. Because perhaps, who do you think, right, funds these agencies, these jails? Because, mind you, the government, right? A lot of people misconcept this. The government, yes, they make money off of the state, federal, but there are people that fund the other agencies like jail. So if they are funded by the state and the federal, why are people funding such things as jail out of their own money? And it's not going to be the big higher ups, because the higher ups they don't want their hands to be dirty. They don't. So they let they let the lower people on the level do that. Just saying. When you play a game of pyramid and you understand how people use their mind and they play chess on a checkers board, because a lot of times people think that these people are playing chess. The real person that's really playing chess is our Father. He's playing chess, dominoes, and checkers all in one game. Breaking the rules that he made himself and then creating new rules and just saying, nah, we gonna forget that you made that move right there. Oh, you made that move, we're gonna keep that move and we're gonna see exactly how you're gonna get out of this situation. That's just how that is. Everybody is looking at these black and white, these checkerboards and all of these things. They're playing chess, but they're playing chess on a checkers board themselves. He's playing actual chess. He's playing dominoes. He's playing every game, Monopoly, everything. You just don't know it because you're not even looking at it in that perspective. Like all of these games that we're playing as kids were ways to allow us to accommodate and be used to be used to the economical, changes of how things are operating. Every word, mind you, if you've been on this channel, you be keeping and you have been keeping up for a while. Everything that words use has a purpose, like TV, television, channel. You're channeling to a specific what frequency. That's why they have a dish that picks up all signals. A show character, the influence of an impersonation. So, like I said, when you are watching stuff, understand that yes, it's not good to watch something, right? That is not meant for you. That is not good for you. But understand that when you, like I said, you cannot be in darkness and be off the darkness. You're gonna fall because the blind cannot lead the blind. They're all gonna fall. And it was stated in the previous four chapters before 130 to 133. So meaning what? Those that are in leadership that leads others and they are in the wrong, the rest of the people are going to be just like them. I believe this is in 128, if not 128, then 127 of Psalms. So those that lead, so those that lead and they are fallen. Well, it was mainly talking about those that are influencers, right? That lead without the knowledge of being able to help completely, meaning they need the help. They need the people that will stand to help. They don't do any of those things. They don't even try. They don't even think about trying. The rest of the people are going to fall and they will fall horrendously. They will fall horrendously in such a way where it wouldn't like you would not expect it until you start seeing it. Because mind you, when somebody's doing something wicked, they're first exposed of it. Just to, like especially somebody that has eyes to see. Their wickedness is like having a cup filled with water, and then you taint that water with some type of juice that ain't even juice, some chemicals. It becomes toxic, like alcohol, right? The influence. You are now under an influence. For a lot of people that are really wise and understand what I just said. If you did not, please go and look up exactly what I just said. When you're under the influence, right? That cup, when it starts to overflow, you're going to be giving everybody exactly what you got in your cup. So if your cup is not straight pure water, that what do you think everybody else's cup is going to be filled with? Toxins. I didn't say the word right the first time, but toxins. People are going to be walking around acting toxic, thinking that what they're doing is good and it's justifiable just because it somewhat makes logical sense, but when really it's not. Yes, I understand you could get tired of people's shenanigans. Get tired of people's shenanigans if it doesn't work for you. Step away from them. Or let them know to step away from you. But disrespect, embarrassment, your toxins are going to leak out of that cup. Your toxic traits are going to leak out of that cup. And eventually, once it fully leaks out, people are going to see the cracks. They're going to see that the cup itself is no longer in its prime. It's going to start deteriorating. Cracks are going to start being shown. Some of that toxin is going to start spilling out on the side, not even at the top, because it's no longer going to be filled, overflowed. You're going to run out of juice. In the terms that's understood, you're going to run out of grace. And once you do, you become desperate because you start being dry. So now you lose your integrity because you go and do things that you don't need to, that you despise, but then you eventually learn to love because that's the only thing that you were brought up on. When it comes to, when you were brought up on, that you were brought up on, that helped you in the sense of what gratified your desires and your lust. All of this came off of just what? Money, the use of money, and how and why money exists. All of this, even the exception of even the exception of love, all of it, interest. So my question is for you guys today: what are you interested in today? What is your ideal interest? And please don't say the wrong answer, because if your first answer is not being right with Christ, being right in Yahuwah, following your creator, you will be wrong. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why you will be wrong. Because your creator is literally the image of you. You are the image, you are his reflection individually. Individually. Like we're all his image. Individually. So the objective of what is today? Love yourself as you love your neighbors. Stop looking at things as an exchange of profit or interest. If you're toxic, get rid of your toxic traits. If you're not trusting, get rid of your trust. Go to people that you can trust. And you'll know when you know when you could trust somebody. Like that's not hard to see, hard to feel, hard to understand. It's not hard. It's not. It's really not. If you trust somebody and you know that person has your best interest, not in a because mind you, somebody that has your best interest, they're not going to be controlling, but they will be a little bit motivated more than you will in certain times when you don't have that type of support or that motivation to increase you. They're going to pour their energy into you so that you have that motivation. If they got anything, water, drinks, whatever the case is, I said drinks like it's alcohol. No, water, juice, whatever. If they got that juice, they're going to give you some juice. They're going to fill your tank up. If you're in lack of money, that'll be another thing. But we're like I said, we're not here to talk about money. If you need food, they're going to help you with that. If you need words of wisdom, they're going to help you with that. If you need things of I don't know, your mental, your heart, they're going to help you with that. That's why it's very important that you have good people that could that can motivate you, that would not insult you, that would not use your past against you. Because at the end of the day, somebody who uses your past against you are not motivating you. They're gonna manipulate you. That's how that usually it usually starts off with I can help you. Oh yeah, this is good words. I'll give you advice. Woo woo. But at the end of the day, they go. Are they? The question is, are they going to use that in a conversation when somebody asks them, this and that? Oh yeah, I helped them. I did this. I did that for them. Signs of manipulation. When somebody is quick to speak about the good that they did for you, their interest was not into helping you. Because somebody that's humble, they're going to look unto Christ and they're going to be like, okay, I hope that my kindness was good enough for you, that Christ may help you in this scenario. Because you must put your Father first before all things. You must put Elohim before all things, everything. Doesn't matter how much you got in your bank account. Doesn't, and we already know that if you truly are following this channel, we know that money does not relevate in there. We are a community of truth and we understand what truth is. But because we're so lost in the accommodations and the manipulations and the control in the perspective of how we live our life, everybody think that you need to have money. No, remember what the word economy means. Meaning when you participate in somebody's dream, everybody has to live a certain type of style. So it's not a true living. It's just a facade that's being broadcasted worldwide in a level where people are not understanding that. That's why people are suffering. That's why there's so much lies even on the news that tell you that this that. That's why you will hear more news on stuff like Instagrams than actual CNN, than actual CBS. Is that even a thing? Or is it SBS? I see. I don't care. I don't really care. It's not really my provocative. I don't believe that's a word either, but I heard it, but I like that word, so I'm gonna use it here. It's not something I fancy. I don't fancy that. Just saying. I really don't. I try to, what's the word? Get to understand people because we all need understanding. Some people go through a lot of harsh things in life. Like I said, trust. Go to people that you trust. Don't just, if you don't trust nobody around you, there's a reason why, and you will never trust those people, even if they give you reasons to try to trust them. Remember this: if somebody did you wrong and they do not ask for forgiveness, or they just being slick, or they trying to be on some weird stuff, they will continue to do that. Now there are levels to how they do it. If they know that if they can feel that you already on to them, they're going to try it a different way. It might be through you, it might be through them, it might be through somebody else, it might be technological wise, it might be mental, it might be spiritual, it might be verbal. But if the person know that you're not stupid, they're going to always try a different tactic to try to get to you. And remember, it's not them, it's the demons, it's the devils, the fallens, those that promised amongst themselves, make deals. Because what do you think happens? Mind you, right? We don't go to heaven or hell when we die. We don't. No, we don't. Not right away. We don't. That's for when judgment is going to come. So that means what? The people, what do you think happens to the people that make deals that sell their soul? They become devils. The once lived, that had life, that chose to be walking amongst demons. They get tortured. They get refined in the spirit. They get measured up. They get stretched. They get changed, converted. They wear your skin. hmm They wear your skin. They will look like your family. They will look like your friends. Sometimes it might not be your friends or your family. Those people long gone. hmm And because you gave up your spirit, but you didn't give up that body, other people can inhabit it. hmm hmm So be careful on how people do things in your life. If you are looking for trust, find people you can trust. If you know people you can trust, go to them. Do not hesitate. We all want people we can trust. We all want people that can understand us because we all go through things. Just don't be that person to be a weirdo. Okay? Um it's always W's when you feel comfortable and you're yourself. So be yourself always. Don't ever be somebody that you know somebody that people expect you to be unless they want you to be better than yourself. That's not bad, but be yourself. But go to the people that you trust. Talk to the people that you trust. Hang with the people that you trust. Let them trust you back. Build with the people that you trust. With the people you care. It's not about hate. It's not about a competition. And if anybody ever competes against me, I'm gonna just say this. I like to compete, but for the right reasons, but not for the sake of, oh yeah, then no, fam. This is just a friendly competition. I'm not here to come and kill, steal, or destroy. I didn't come in for none of that. Because if it's not meant for me, trust and believe, I'm not gonna win, even if I try. Something gonna happen. If it's meant for me, trust and believe, it's gonna happen, regardless. I could have trained 6 months. You could have trained all your life. It might just be a natural gift for me, and it's just very simple for me to understand. For me to run along the waters. The wind might be a little bit more pushy on my side, where we might race, and the wind pushing me is moving me while I'm running, and you thinking that like I'm moving really fast, but that wind is just extremely, forceful. So, like I said, go to the people that you trust. First person, your creator, in Christ, for Yahushua, Yahusha. Trust him. The eldest son is going to hold your hand. Don't be afraid to let people know that you have Christ in you, that you believe in Christ. Don't be afraid. What are they going to do? Kill you? They won't be able to take away. Like, listen, one thing I learned is for you to really believe, you got to have true faith. And true faith is dying in the loyalty of your integrity of what you believe in. Like, for real. If you're not ready to die for this, you're not meant to have it. You're not. You don't even have to die, but just the fact that if you're not willing to stand, if you're not willing to stand for it. You better off not. You better off not. You're better off not. You're better off not joining. You're better off not signing up, because there's going to be a lot that's going to come with this. Remember, we're royalty, so royalty does not work in the standards of common tiers. We might be on the low tier to everybody's eyes. That doesn't mean that our Father look at us that much. As such, my apologies. So know yourself, because I care about you. You can be, you can be, you can forge weapons, armor, whatever the case is. It's just nothing but W's around here. It's nothing but W's around here. Real talk. It's nothing but W's around here. We all care about you. Our family cares about you. For those that are the collective chosens, we care about you. It's not a simple one time. It doesn't matter what you do wrong. Hope is faith. I believe in you, all of you. I believe that you are able to change whatever that you want, however that you want. But remember, ask for guidance. Allow guidance to motivate you, to put you in the right footing, so that you don't have to deal with the repercussions of what people have done to you, so that you don't have to be a part of the destruction. If I could say that I had a dream about you or any one of you, it would be that you would be your best self always. So keep yourself in prayer. I love you. I love you all dearly from the bottom of my heart. So does Yahushua, Yahusha Ehem Yahuha Elohim Adonai. Much abundance, much favor unto you, much love, much favor, grace, discernment, wisdom, strength, wealth, health, and loyalty. Okay? Don't forget that today is a good day. All right? Don't let today, if somebody stopped you, to be your worst. Be your best. Even if you're not doing anything, smile. You're beautiful when you smile. Every time. All right? I don't know what else to say. But congratulations for all you accomplished. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining me.